Auto Obsessed, we're at Sema 2022 and we're at the Braun booth here. Lance here, we've had a relationship now for a long time, since about 2015, 2016, and Braun in the detailing side of it's more known as Wheel Woolies. And your fourth generation. So
Troy, yeah.
Braun brush has been around since 1875. You're talking great-grandpa, grandpa, dad, and then you've been with them for how long? Running, well, obviously all your life.
All my life, yeah, exactly. But running it probably since 1995.
1995,
yeah.
So long time. Wheel Woolies, to me, was, the first time kind of seeing it going, what is this? This is kind of what we've wanted. And there's been a lot of companies that have kind of followed their lead. I think Wheel Woolies has been a leader and an innovator for a long time now.
Thanks,
we
Troy.
partnered with Obsessed 2016, so you guys brought out the red black with our colors.
Yes.
and dual logoed it, co-branded with us, and since then it looks like everybody else kind of picked up on it.
Well, yeah, it seems like
they kind of picked up on what we first had, but that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's a great partnership, and really love your brush. The other thing too is, good and bad, but they last. They really last. I mean, it's something that you're not replacing all the time. The fibers, there's a lot of thought. How about the manufacturing side of it? I know you guys do like virtually everything. Right?
We do. We manufacture. Everything's made in Oregon on the Wheel Woolies side. And I have to say that you were a really early adapter. We came out with this product probably 10, 11 years ago. But when you saw it, you saw the benefit, you saw what it could do right away. And I tell you, Troy, always, whenever we come out with a new product, you say, yeah, this is a winner,
right.
Or yeah, I'm not so sure. And
Right.
I think a perfect example of that is we're a traditional brush manufacturing company first, and the Wheel Woolies was a new adaptation, a
Right.
new method of manufacturing.
Yeah.
But I love to say the story behind the Snow Duster.
Oh, the snow,
So here was a brush that was made originally for bakeries. Okay, it's a bakery brush to get underneath the bread slice or to clean in the showcases. And I thought, if we put really nice boar hair, you could just dust the snow off without like these crummy $6 supermarket snow brushes they have.
Right.
You spend thousands to detail your car, then you're going to put a $6 snow brush on it.
Exactly.
It's going to scratch. And
Yeah,
I thought, let's
yeah.
put a brush that just gets
Yeah.
the snow without.
Yeah.
I put it on the rack, and other people in
Yeah.
my office are like, I don't think so, Lance. You walk in the booth like,
Yeah.
what's that?
I remember that fondly. Just to what Lance said, in the detailing industry, we have, we spend lots of time in perfecting paint. And where I live, and today, we're getting pictures back today. We've already got 6 inches of snow today. And so we get snow for about 6 months of the year. And you go to the big box stores, and those brushes, you cannot use that on your car. It is going to scratch the heck out of your car. So when I saw this, It was like, what is that, right? We want it, right?
Yeah,
And you guys went right into production. I think we were the first.
You were.
We were the first to get them, and thousands and thousands of units through your company has been sold. It's, and I do have to qualify the brush. So for the average person, this is a snow brush, they're probably going to discard it. It doesn't make sense to them. For the avid auto-obsessed person who number one priority is your finish, we don't want the ice scraper. I don't need an extended handle. I don't need all of the functions. I just want to, with the most delicate way, to remove that snow without scratching and marring that paint's finish. And this does it. All of our customers come back, comment on how good it is.
Awesome. That's
Sometimes
great.
maybe their wives are like, that thing's a piece of junk. But again, to qualify, it's for the detail guy. Like
Right.
It's for the guy that literally wants the finish, right?
Yes.
So yeah, cool story on that.
Yes.
And your team is putting together a bunch. Like I say, we just got 6 inches of snow.
Yep.
So they're putting together a bunch for us right now.
But in all the brushes, I think what is key, which has been, you've highlighted, is that they're made specifically for the detailers. It's not like a brush that we said, oh, this would work for.
Right.
I mean, there's no metal in this brush because what was previous available in the industry was twisted in wire. You don't use it properly, you're going to scratch a $1,000 rim.
And they break.
And this one you can bend, and this one is it's 100% polypro. It's not glued. It's It's meant for the detail.
Like I said, they don't fall apart. Even the extra handle, the extra grip, right, the extra grip. It's like this is okay to hold on to, but this with wet hands or gloves, it's solid.
Nice.
One I remember too was this one. You showed me the prototype, right? You showed me the prototype, and you're like, well, how big should the handle be? And I says, leave it. Give us a full length handle. I mean, in detailing, we use this for air vents. We can go between the seats. There's lots of nooks and crannies. Sometimes in the engine bay in the tight areas, if we're doing an extensive detail, sometimes you can just spray a little bit of product on it, interior cleaner, and you can just use it at that. So this was another one where, a traditional with this handle, that's our width. Right, we can't really, that you're stuck with that width.
Right.
You can't come down anymore, and this is really small. And again, full flexibility. It's almost like a fiber optic cable in a way, right?
Yeah.
So this one really stands out. You've got a couple new ones we went over already.
Yep.
I think for us, I mean, these two brushes here. I think anybody who cleans their car needs a brush like this. So this handle, I mean, you could drive a Sherman tank over this.
Yes.
There's no way you're gonna, right?
Nope.
Have you had anybody?
No, that's
right.
Yeah.
And maybe explain, because there's so many brushes out there.
Yep.
But there's something different about the Wheel Woolly brushes when it comes to losing its fibers, right? Because it virtually doesn't happen.
Right.
And how long they last. So maybe give, like, I don't know your process.
Sure.
Right.
So here again, it's try to make the brush as good as you can make it, and then sell it for a fair price. That's our mantra.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's natural boar hair, and boar hair is tapered. So where it comes out of the animal, it's quite thick, and it tapers to this fine tip where it's going to touch the surface. But in here, we have a really deep reservoir, and then we've undercut it with a router twice, so that as the epoxy gets poured in before the boar hair, it's going to act as a key, and it holds it in there. Right. Most of the people don't put any kind of key at all. Here there's two of them, and then they backfill it here. So there's so much epoxy that it holds it, and the boar hair goes so deep into it that it's just virtually not going to ever come out of the base.
Right.
Can you break a hair off? Sure, you can break a hair. You can break a hair off of your own head.
Right, exactly.
But as far as making it to last and dig it, that's how we do it.
And we don't have a ferrule on it.
There's no ferrule. It's 100% polypro. You're not going to scratch. You're going to run up against something.
Well, that, like the metal ones, but also sometimes those plastic ones break and fall off, right?
Yeah.
So really, with this kind of brush, you're just going to, that's maybe not the right term, but wear it out.
Yeah.
You're going to fold over the fibers over multiple times, and then they'll finally break, and they'll finally come down. But that's it.
Yep.
This handle...
No, that's,
like I say, we've never had one of these fail. They're top quality, American made. I can't say enough about it.
Thank you, Troy.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Thank you for not only what you do with us, but what you do for the industry. So it's really much appreciated.
Appreciate that. And appreciate our relationship. Like
Indeed.
Always a pleasure, and I love brainstorming with you.
Yes, yeah.
Lance also is one of the guys that kind of comes up with a lot of these ideas too, right? Or works with some of us to come up with the next thing. So I always appreciate that time, and always a pleasure doing business with you.
Yeah, it's mutual, Troy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.